Hello everyone and welcome to HTML and CSS on Codecademy. So we finished off with JavaScript. Why I decided to choose HTML? Well, this is because both AngularJS and jQuery require a bit of knowledge in HTML. So if we can learn how to do things in HTML, then we can apply both HTML and JavaScript to put them into one thing and actually use it in websites and a bit more practically and in a way that JavaScript is meant to be used. And for that purpose is why I decided to go with HTML, and because I didn't get much feedback from you guys on what to do. So let's just get straight into the course. Why learn HTML then? Every web page you look at is written in a language called HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, if you didn't know, by the way. So you can think of HTML as the skeleton that gives every web page structure. In this course, we'll use HTML to add paragraphs, headings, images, and links to a web page. In the editor to the right, I'm guessing, there's a tab called test.html, the one that we're on. This is the first file we'll type our HTML into. See the code with the pointy brackets? I don't know what they're actually called. That's HTML. Like any language, it has its own special syntax rules for communicating. So when we press save and submit code, the results tab will act like an internet browser, e.g. Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer. A browser's job is to transform the code in HTML in test.html into a recognizable web page. It knows how to lay out the web page by following the HTML syntax. So what the browser does is looks at this text at this garble and gives you whatever it's supposed to mean. Okay, so let's see what we need to do. So I do have a bit of knowledge of HTML, I am going to say, but I am still learning as we go, as I have mentioned in other courses before. So to the right we have a test.html file. Good. Change the text on line 2, the bit between the strong and strong, to anything you like. Sure. Hello world. That's what you normally do in a programming language, although I don't know if HTML counts as a programming language. Tell me what you guys think down below. Hit save and submit code and you'll see how the test.html file would look in a browser. So the strong tags made our text look bold. As we can see, they're bold. If we remove those, so basically if we have nothing, I think that's just going to show up as non-bold. There we go. But let's return it and keep it as that and move on. HTML and CSS. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext means text with links in it. So like a hyperlink, this is hypertext and it has links in it. Anytime you click on a word that brings you to a new web page, you've clicked on a hypertext or hyperlink, whatever you want to call it. A markup language is a programming language used to make text to do more than just sit on a page. So it is a programming language, okay? It can turn text into images, links, tables, lists, and much more. HTML is the markup language we'll be learning. So what makes web pages pretty? That's CSS, or cascading styles sheets. Think of it like skin and makeup that covers the bones of HTML. We'll learn HTML first, then worry about CSS in later courses, because CSS is a bit more advanced and has its own things. I remember that some people have told me that without CSS you would have to do HTML in like tables to be able to organize things a bit better. So I guess CSS came to save the day, to not do things with tables and have things more organized. The first thing we should do is set up the skeleton of the page. So, okay, let's see what we need to do. Always put doctype HTML tag thing, whatever you want to call it, on the first line. This tells the browser what language it's reading, in this case HTML. Always put HTML on the next line, so on HTML tag. This starts with the HTML document, always put the closing HTML tag on the last line. This ends the HTML document. So the best way to do it is, once you've typed in a tag, always type in the closing tag if it has its own, so that you don't forget to do it later, because otherwise, if you forget to do the closing tag here, you will be confused of why it's not working. I mean, it would be easy to fix because it's at the end, but it still might not, it will just waste your time, basically. So let's see our instructions. Go ahead and put the three lines mentioned above into test.html, which is now blank. Oh, we already did that, fair enough. In between the second and last line, between the HTML and that, feel free to write whatever message you like. Whatever message I like. There we go. And that just gets onto our web page. So if we do full screen, this is what the web page would look like if that's all we did. So let's move on. Basic terminology. To learn more HTML, we should learn how to talk about HTML. Already you have seen we use pointy brackets, that's what I'm going to call them, I think. Things inside those are called tags, as I mentioned before. Tags nearly always come in pairs, an opening tag and a closing tag. An opening tag, an example of an opening tag is that, and a closing tag is that. So a closing tag has a forward slash before whatever is in the tag, and an opening doesn't, and has the same text as the closing one without the forward slash, as I said. So you can think of tags as being like parentheses. Whenever you open one, you should close it. Tags also nest, so you should close them in the right order, because if you don't, bad things happen. The most recently opened tag should be the first one closed, like in the example below. So if you have first tag opened there, it should be closed at the very end. If you have second tag opened second, then it should be closed first. The last exercise taught us how to set up our HTML file. Everything we do now will go between those tags within the HTML tags. So practice makes perfect. One more time, put the doctype HTML tag, which I actually have in on my clipboard. So I will just paste that. Put in the HTML tags, closing and opening. Between the HTML tags, write whatever you like. Okay, so it's just a repetition of our last lesson. Save and submit code, and there we go. Let's move on. Make the head. Everything in our HTML file will go between the opening HTML and closing HTML tags. There are always two parts to an HTML file, the head and the body. Let's start with the head. So the head contains information about your HTML file, like its title. The title, what we see in the browser's title bar or web page tab. For example, the title of this page is HTML Basics Codecademy. So if you were to look at a browser tab, you would notice that it has a name. If you don't put anything in, if a programmer doesn't put anything in the head tag, then the tab will have nothing in it. So if you don't want something in your tab there, then I guess don't put it, but you normally will want something, some text to describe your page to have there, so that a user could recognize your page from other pages, because some people have trillions of tabs open. So let's see what we need to do. Let's add a head and a title to our web page. If you get stuck at any point, click get a hint, so that as we normally have it. That's good to know. Below for an example. Add an opening head tag and a closing head tag, which we already did. Between the head tags, add in an opening title tag and closing title tag. Okay. There we go. Between the title tags, write in a title for your web page. For example, my web page. Press save and submit code to continue. So that has no effect on the actual web page. It only has an effect on how the tab is shown, which is why we couldn't see anything when we went into our web page. paragraphs in the body. Great job. To review, an HTML file has both a head and a body. The head is where you put your information about your HTML file, like its title. The body is where you put your content, such as text, images, and links. The content in the body is what will be visible on the actual page. So the body goes inside the HTML tags right after the head tags, like this. So here we need to open up the body and then close the body. And there is nothing after the body except for the HTML, or at least there shouldn't be, from my knowledge. I guess maybe this course will prove me wrong. Let's see. So you have the head with the title in there. Oh, actually the title is better to write it like that. Oh, what am I doing? I have no idea what I'm doing. There we go. And delete. So it's better to write that this way. So here in HTML you don't need to specify strings, because everything that's not a tag is usually a string. So bear that in mind. So you have the head tag like that, and you have the after the head tag you have the body tag. So it's also, I guess, a good idea to indent things just to make them look more organized, which I will actually try to be doing. And let's see our instructions. Underneath the closing head tag, put an opening body tag and a closing body tag, like in the example above, which I have done. I will leave a space there because they have done that in the example as well. Inside the body, create 2 paragraphs. Okay. Each paragraph starts with an opening P tag and ends with a closing P tag. We can write content in between the tags like this. So let's try that out then. So I have an opening and a closing P tag. I don't know if it minds uppercase and lowercase. Let's just try that out. And in here, this is my first paragraph. And then I will do my second one. This is my second paragraph. So I guess that it doesn't mind if it's uppercase and lowercase, but just for the sake of consistency, I will keep it as lowercase, because I think that that's what most people use. So let's save and submit and see if that is correct, and it is. So if you have had the actual web page, this is all you would see on it, just white with some text in the top left corner. And that's it for this video. And those are some of the basics, and hopefully in the next few videos we will learn a bit more. I did also mention CSS. That comes later on in the course, and it's a bit more advanced, but it makes your web page look a lot better. So until the next video, please like, share and subscribe. Feel free to leave comments and ask questions as well. I will be answering any questions you have as soon as I can. So until the next video, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.